a lot of people will say to me, Anita, you know what? The government collects a lot of information. Who cares? They have it anyway, right? But this system, like you say, is a decision-making model.
You bet.
Right? So it's a total quality management system of accountability. Okay. So what that means is if your child doesn't pass the test in the 3rd grade, they will not move on. In the 8th grade, the government will decide your career. Okay. It's called a career pathway. And if you don't meet the government objectives in these tests, you will not graduate from high school.
And then what becomes of you if you don't graduate from high school?
Well, that's a good question. What happens if you don't graduate? You will stay there until you meet the objectives.
You will stay there.
You will not get a diploma. You will not graduate. You will not do anything. You will not get a job. This whole entire agenda was laid out in 1992 in the Department of Labor. It was called the SCANS, the Secretary's Commission for Achieving Necessary Skills. I have the book. I'll show it to you. This is it.
Learning a Living, a Blueprint for High Performance, a SCANS report for America 2000. And that's the Secretary's Commission on Achieving Necessary Skills, U.S. Department of Labor, April 1992.
That's it.
Sick.
1992, they laid out a plan that said every child had to meet specific criteria. Okay, they also laid out the plan that this whole entire agenda was put in place for business, okay? And they also created, and I have to find this for you because it's just so important.
That's okay.
They created, this is good because I can show you this stuff.
I love it.
This is the resume.
Hypothetical resume.
It's a hypothetical resume from the Department of Labor. And if you look, let's see, you see over here these proficiency levels?
Yeah, I was looking right at it. Yeah.
Okay. And they have interpersonal skills. Here they are over here.
Yes.
Interpersonal skills with a proficiency level. Then down here, they have all the personal qualities. Let's look at them. Responsibility, self-esteem, sociability, self-management, integrity, and honesty. With ratings and proficiency levels. This is from the Department of Labor, and this is your prototype. Okay? What I want people to think about when you have a standard that is in the affective domain. Remember, affective domain is attitudes, values, and dispositions.
Okay.
So the first question you have to ask yourself, how do you measure honesty? How much is too much and how much is not enough in order to graduate? Okay. How do you score it? Who is creating the standard for honesty and integrity? How do you score honesty? How do you score interpersonal skills?
Dostoevsky wrote a book one time about a man who always told the truth. The title of the book is The Idiot. And the bottom line was that about the only place for a saint is a sanatorium.
Yeah. Well, and okay, the third thing you have to think about is what are they doing with the information when they get it?
Yeah.
Okay. The next part, how do you remediate my child? Okay, what are you doing? Okay, if this is going to be classes in the school and this is going to be your standard, what are you going to do to my child? Okay, and the last one is, what if the parent and the state disagree? What happens? Okay, so these are the most important things to think about because the whole entire agenda is mental health. The whole entire agenda. So if you listen to Charlotte Iserbyt in the past, what did she say? The dumbing down of America. That's the B.F. Skinner part. In this SCANS book, it says two most important things that we have to do. Number one, functional literacy. In their words, not mine. Functional literacy. Well, how do we create functional literacy across the board on everyone? It's B.F. Skinner, operant conditioning, okay? It's just like if you get a dog, okay, and you're training a dog to sit, to lay down, and you give him treats, and he's getting pretty good at it. This is operant conditioning, okay?
Yeah.
If you ask that dog to roll over, and he has never been taught that, he'll just stare and look at you.
Right.
This is what we're getting from our kids now. The stare and look at you, okay? They have an opinion. But see, the whole idea of operant conditioning is to control literacy. But the other part is you have to have the right attitude, okay? You have to have the right value. It has to be collectivism. So you have functional literacy and mental health. So what did Obama do in January? No, well, January he did babies. Now, this is about a year ago. A year ago, after the Sandy Hook agenda,